Well, good evening everyone, and welcome to the season opener of TTL F1 Season 14 here at the historic Albert Park Circuit in Melbourne, Australia. This purpose-built facility first hosted a race in 1996, and we are here for Season 14 of TTL F1. No, I'm not Kieran McGinley, I'm GemTed14. Once again, I'm going to be filling in for Kieran as he is on holiday currently, and it looks like we're going to be getting such a very good attendance here tonight for the season opener of TTL F1. Before I take you through the practice results and who is going to be on top in that, I may just share with you who's going to be racing here tonight and in what cars. So we have got Alan Kay in the Alfa Romeo racing. There's a 2-minute warning out as well for people that are wanting to join and are signed up for the league. TTG Navy in the Racing Point. We've got the two Scots, Uzi and S. Graham, in the Toro Rossos. Good to see them being represented highly. Mays, of course, in the Ferrari. We've got LR Cooper in the McLaren. George in the Williams. So, a big face there for TTL F2 viewers, if you did watch that with me on Tuesday. Charlie on the Alfa Romeo. Lyronics in the Racing Point. He's teaming up with Navy. Charlie teaming up with Alan Kay respectively. Plaster being Cooper's teammate in the McLaren. We've got Sean teaming up with Mays in the Ferrari. Jack and Spike in the Mercedes teaming up together. Got Crazy Legs in the Haas, and we've got TTG Ollie in the Red Bull. And we have also got me as a spectator. You lucky people. But yeah, we've got about a minute to go until the start of the session. Of course, I like to be checking on both the comment section, so let me have my first check of the comment section and take you through what you should expect. Of course, 50% race, 18 minutes worth of qualifying, and everyone that you see here tonight in TTL F1 are the rules and regulations. I'm just getting up the screenshot now, if I can load it in. Medium traction, ABS allowed, manual gears, braking assister off, and line is on corner only. That is for the guys that are participating out on track. Time penalties, reprimands to be given as well. Hopefully nothing is going to be needed like that. But in the meantime, practice results. Bit of an interesting look into the practice results. TTG Recon on top with a 22.3, a full second clear of Charlie in the Alfa Romeo in second with a 23.3, and Mays with a 24.1 with a 1.7 second gap between them. And then underneath, Navy with a 24.4, Crazy Legs with a 24.4, as we are just about to get started. Crazy Legs with a 24.4, as I say. Uzi with a 25.1, Sean with a 25.4, that was on a set of mediums, the rest, the top 6, on a set of softs. S. Graham with a 26 flat in the Toro Rosso in 8th, with a 26 flat, as I say. And Alan Kay on the medium, 6.2 seconds off the pace, 28.6. Hopefully we will see improvements on those lap times, of course, with it only being practice, qualifying a whole different thing. And George also in the session didn't set a lap. So that is your rundown of the practice results. We are just loading in, I do believe, to the session. I hope we are anyways. Got a please wait on my screen. It's never a good sign. But hopefully we are going to be on. And of course, if you do want people to tune in and give you your support, then send out the link. There we go, we are in. And yeah, we have got Daniel Ricciardo, Pierre Gasly and Robert Kubica out on track as well. It is not lap 1 out of 3. We are getting started for 18 minutes of qualifying very soon, and indeed the timing has started. Now, I have been informed that there is a bit of a glitch on the timing end. I saw this last night and the night before in some of the races I was doing. There's about a 40-second difference I've noticed between qualifying actually starting on my end and qualifying actually starting on everyone else's end, as we see the first couple of cars coming out on track. For the purpose of TTL F1, we're not going to be covering Daniel Ricciardo, Kubica and Gasly, who are all coming out of the pits now. In fact, we're going to be covering the first driver to come out on track. And I'm just seeing the two Mercedes are going to leave their pit boxes now. So that is Jack and Spike leaving the way. And there was a car ahead of Jack leaving the way as well. We'll find out who that is. The first real human driver coming out on track. is George. George is out in the Williams, of course. Rocate extending their contract. Contract extension extended by 2 years. It was a 3-year contract Rocate had with Williams. It's now a 5-year contract. So just to clarify on that in real life they have signed a 5-year contract, an extension to I think 2023 or 2024. So that is very interesting on that front. Put down in the comment section your predictions of who is going to get pole here tonight. I'm going to go for a bit of a wild guess and say that Lyronix is going to go top. I'm going to say Ollie for second, and I'm going to say Navy for third. So there is my top 3 for TTL F1. And of course, Australia, 16 tracks. There are 3 DRS zones and 2 DRS detection zones on this track. There's just on board with George coming through one of the DRS zones now. Of course, this is between turns 12 and 13. The DRS detection zone is then between 13 and 14 for the start-finish straight, where the next DRS zone is, and then between turn 2 and 3 is the other DRS zone, of course, here tonight. And that was memorised from Tuesday's commentary as well. But in the meantime, George on a set of mediums, yellow flags in sector 3, don't worry about that at all. George is preparing for a lap now, can reach up to in excess of 200 mile an hour under the braking zone, and he's just on that limit going down into turn 1. George on a lap here in the Williams, and looking good so far through turns 1 and 2. Now on the power down towards turn 3 again, 195 mile an hour under the braking zone, hits third gear nicely. Bit of a low third gear, you can take a high second through there and try and get the traction through turn 3, but through turns 4 and 5, now through turn 6 goes George. Through turn 5 goes George. 28.6 first sector, very respectful first sector. He is on the set of mediums, the yellow wall compound of tyre, as you can see on the left hand side of your screen. The red wall softs and the white wall mediums are the white wall hards, are the other tyres. So softs, mediums and hards is the 3 compound of tyres on offer. There is a yellow flag in sector 2, not sure who that is. George 51.6 through the middle sector though, looking good. Of course, you can spin at the chicane here. George just having a little bit of a moment through that, but that looked fine from my end. Now into turn 13, which is the right-hander leading through. Kubica goes pole. Just ignore that. Just ignore that at all. Casley goes quicker. Yeah, and Ricardo's gone third. And Ricardo's gone second, sorry. Just ignore them. They're filling in for the drivers. George, though, is going to go quicker than Gasly, and I think this is going to be around a 26 here for George, coming across the line. He will go top. I think Jack or Spike is in behind him. Spike across the line goes top, 22.7. George with a 26.3 early on. Jack jumping across the line, 21.8, into the 21s already. And there has been a crash in the sector 3. Ollie and Navy have had a collision. Ollie and Navy have had a collision. It's a 5th-place grid penalty drop for TTG Ollie. Not the greatest start for the Jersey man at all. And he is probably going to complain to me very soon. I can just see it coming. Uzi about to come across the line. One of the Scotsmen in the Toro Rosso. He's about to come across the line and go quicker than his teammate there. So we've got Mercedes 1-2, Jack and Spike, Uzi and Graham 3rd and 4th at this stage. So Toro Rosso 3rd and 4th, Mercedes 1 and 2 at this stage, and he just pulls off to let. That is Charlie just starting a lap, and that is not what you like to see. Crazy Legs spinning. That was on the exit of turn 5, near the end of the first sector. There is a car coming through that sector. Oh my god, who was that? That was Plaster coming through there. Plaster coming through that. Bit of a dangerous rejoin, to be honest, there by Crazy Legs. Not sure if the stewards want to have a look into that. Of course, Rich Energy has been terminated, and there's a Sauber crash. That's Charlie who was at the session. Charlie has crashed through that section. He's all come through camera shot. Terrible qualifying so far for some of the guys. Lyronix is on the lap, I do believe. He's on a set of hards. Don't read into this too much because I know he can go quicker. The German driver, who I've had the pleasure of having in a league before commentating on him in TTG, of course. Lyronix around the final corner. I'm expecting around a 23 here, to be honest, from Lyronix, and I think that is exactly what we are going to get from him. Coming across the line, Lyronix 24.1, so not too bad. And that is on a set of hards, remember, that's the White Wall hards, so that is the slower of the 3 compound of tyres that is on offer here tonight. Lyronix with a 24.156. quicker by 18 hundredths of a second ahead of Uzi, so splitting that Toro Rosso gang, if you like, who were third and fourth. Ironics now jumping up to third. Good lap that. Many drivers into the pits though. Sean has improved up to 6th. He's also on a set of hards, 25.6 in the Ferrari. So not a bad lap there at all. He was only 2/10 off in the first sector as well. He hasn't validated, however. George is improving through the middle sector, 2/10 up, again on a set of mediums. Don't think he's came into the pits. I think this is a second lap on his set of mediums. It's technically his third lap, including the out lap, of course. But if you're just tuning in, Jack on top with a 21.8, Spike in second with a 22.7, and Ironics with a 24.1, filling out the top 3 positions. George ran the final corner. We've got Cooper on an out lap as well. I think Plaster is on a lap as well, just in behind this. George about to come across the line. He improves 200ths, no improvement on his position, however. And the McLaren driver Plaster is a 10th down, 10th and a half down through the middle sector. And hardly any ERS left, so I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to come into the pits here, the McLaren driver, the Brit. Looks like he might have slight damage as well, possibly. I'm not sure. Yeah, he has slowed down. I think he is going to be coming in the pits here, Plaster. Just over races the final 2 corners. Yep, he's into the pits. Plaster decides to opt to come into the pits. We've got drivers on an out lap. Cooper just preparing for a lap now, his teammate. Currently in 12th, no time on the scoreboard just yet, on the leaderboard just yet. We've got Mays, Navy, Ollie, Alan Kay and Crazy Legs still to set a lap as well. Very competitive lap, but this is Cooper coming down towards turn 1, the head of Livid Racing Academy, and he's through turns 1 and 2 safely on a set of softs, so we should imagine to be around Jack and Spike with this lap time. And Cooper now down into turn 3, again reaching around 200 mile an hour under the braking zone, looking good. Through turn 4 he goes, clipping the apex nicely. Don't want to run too wide there. Through turn 5 the right hander, now towards the end of the first sector. What's his first sector time? 27.2, so there we go. He's already, in relation to George, he's already about 1.3 seconds quicker through the first sector than George, so just take that as you will throughout this lap. Yellow flag in sector 2, sector 3, hopefully we'll catch up on that very soon, as Cooper is about to come across through turns 10 and 11, which is the chicane. This is looking good at all. This is looking good so far from Cooper, 49.3 for the middle. Not sure how that is in relation to Jack and Spike. I'm imagining he would go second with this lap. So McLaren aiming to split the Mercedes, I think. Just runs wide slightly, but this is looking good. We're on board with them through turn 14. Sun just proving a little bit of a factor, glaring into the eyes of the driver there. Cooper now around the final 2 corners, turns 15 and 16. This is looking good from Cooper, the head of Livid Racing's Academy, and I think he's going to go second with this lap. Cooper across the line, 22.7. He jumps in by 500ths of a second. So Cooper, nice lap, puts him up to second. And halfway through qualifying, Jack on top with a 21.8, clearly head and shoulders above the rest at this stage. Cooper second and Spike in third. Let's go on board then with somebody that is on a lap. I think Ollie is on a lap. Yes, he is. He's approaching the chicane at turns 11 and 12, and Spike goes quicker than his teammate there, so 21.7 to Spike. Good lap by him, and the 2 Brits showing that the Mercedes are not done with at all in season 14 of TTL F1. And Ollie now, which is turn 12, looking very good. Sorry, that's turn 13. This is turn 14. Need to get my corners, need to count my corners in my head, to be honest there. But Ollie now ran the final 2 corners, turns 15. Now through turn 16, Gap puts the power down to the floor. And Ollie, I think, is going to go third with this lap. Ollie, yeah, 22.1, so he's only 4/10 off Spike. That is a good lap there from the Jersey man. He goes quicker. I think that is just Sean starting off in the background there on a lap. Ironics is on 1. Got Uzi running in the final corner. 50 flat through the middle. A 10th down. Is he going to improve Uzi? Coming across the line. Yeah, goes 5th. 23.7. Very nice lap there by the Scotsman to go 5th. And he is now a full 7/10 of a second ahead of his teammate S. Graham, who was down in 7th at this stage. But Spike on top, Jack second, Ollie in third. Crazy Legs just jumps up into 5th, in fact, 23.4. A nice lap there by the Haas driver. Obviously, been quite a lot of news about Rich Energy in the past, especially on Twitter. I'm not sure if somebody's either hacked into their Twitter or if it's just purely complete and utter ignorance from the team. But yeah, something is going on in real life. Navy goes 4th. Of course, if you are a fan of TTL F2, you might have seen him around here in Australia on Tuesday night as well. TTG Navy, the Dutchman, goes 4th. 22.287 is his lap time. A 1:22.287, I may add to that. Let me check on board with the comment section then. 6.5 minutes to go in the session, or just over 6.5 minutes to go in the qualifying session. And Spike on top, Jack second, and Ollie in third at this stage. Let me have a look. You haven't even put me in the TTL F1 chat. It's just Maze and Recon having a conversation there. You can understand my frustration. I've been practicing all day. To be honest, if I was in a position to comment on that, as I've just noticed Lyronics has gone 6th on a set of mediums, 22.8, so a nice lap there by the German. Drivers really should show up at 8 o'clock on the dot, or just give yourself an extra 5 minutes beforehand to attend the lobby. Make sure your connection's fine. I think that's the best way to approach things. I'm not having to go at anyone, I'm just saying how it is here, and I think obviously tardiness is a big thing, but hopefully it's just a one-off. That's what I like to see with that. Sean is on the lap, coming through turns 11 and 12 at the chicane, or through turns 10 and 11. This is turn 12, the kink. He's 5/10ths up on this lap, so in theory he's going to be going quicker, but not quicker than Uzi or Sean at this stage. It'll be interesting to see how everyone shapes up here. Plaster, I think, has just started the lap as well in behind. Yep, he's just running down towards the end. Sean's into the pits. So Sean into the pits. Set of mediums there for Sean. He's coming back in for a fresh set with 5 minutes to go. Cloud cover beginning to come over a bit. Ferrari garage there. Maze is also out on the lap, and in fact Maze has gone 9th. Maze has gone 9th, 23.8. I thought he was quite a way behind on his lap, to be honest. But at this stage, it's Spike, Jack, Ollie, your top 3 at this stage. Navy only a 10th behind Ollie in 4th. Then we've got Cooper, Lyronics, Crazy Legs, Uzi, Maze, S. Graham, who's just started a lap, the Scotsman. Let's see if he can improve. 24.4 is his current best. He hasn't got enough ERS and runs very deep and onto the grass almost there at turn 3. Now through turn 4 and 5, there is a bit of low mist starting to develop out on track, so the sun is quite off-putting, especially through the final 2 corners. I've noticed can be quite off-putting. S. Graham, the Scotsman, through the first sector, about a 10th down on his lap. I wouldn't really, I would honestly suspect him possibly to come into the pits at the end of this if he slows it through the middle sector. But have we got Plaster on a lap? Yeah, he's just starting a lap actually, Plaster, so we'll come back to him. Graham, in the meantime, 2/10 off. He's still going for it through turns 10 and 11, and that's a spin. Gets caught in the grass on the exit of turn 10 there. Got caught on the outside grass, just took a little bit too much room through the corner, through the chicane. The back wheel has the back end has stepped out on him, and S. Graham has gone for a spin through turns 10 and 11. Not great, and the Scotsman will probably opt to come into the pit. Probably put on a fresh set of rubber with only 3 minutes and 30 seconds left in the session. Back to Plaster, however, and Plaster through the first sector, 500s up at this stage. Oh, and that's not what you want to see. That's a purposeful crash out there from Plaster. Not great. 25.3. Front wing has gone flying off track, luckily. That was done in front of Sean, who was on an outlap. It's a good job he was on an outlap. Otherwise, something could have been done about that. Oh, Cooper's crashed coming into the bits. Cooper has crashed coming into the bits. I'm not sure if he invalidated or not sure what went on there, to be honest, but Cooper, on my reckoning, has crashed into the bits. Could be totally wrong, and he's... What? He's just... Oh, I give up with this game sometimes. Oh dear. Dear me. Ollie's on a lap in the meantime, the Jersey man. Looking good so far. I'm not sure what his first sector was in relation. Of course, he has got that 5-second stop, the 5-second grid penalty for that collision with Navy, of course. If you didn't tune in, Ollie and Navy had some sort of contact through turn 13 and 14. I'm not sure. Ollie is 2 tenths up though, so in theory he's looking to try and challenge Spike and Jack, but he's not going to be challenging Spike and Jack because there's S Graham spun as well at the chicane. 2 of them round at the same time, synchronised spinning here in TTL F1. Unfortunate, Ollie spinning, S Graham crashing out in front of him. Might have been quite off-putting, to be honest, if he saw that car. Not great from Ollie at all. Sean 5 tenths down is off a lap. George is on a lap though in the meantime in the Williams. There's not many out on proper laps at the minute. Of course, we've still got 1:40 left in the session. George is now on a set of softs, so we should be seeing well, big improvement here from George. Should be aiming to go ahead of Alan Kane Plaster, I think, and he's already a second up through the middle sector. That might be an invalidation though through turn 10 as the left-hander of the chicane. Got Ferrari in front of him, which is Sean, who is just preparing for a lap. He's got to get a move on because George is behind him. And gets out of his way. That's good stuff. George ran the final 2 corners through turn 15, through turn 16. Attack that inside. Needs to get on the power a bit earlier there, to be honest, George. But this is looking good. This is going to go ahead of Sean for sure. And goes ahead of S Graham, in fact. So it goes into 10th. George with a 24.3. He is roughly 2.6 seconds off the pace there. But that's not a bad lap from his reckoning, I do believe. Not a bad lap. And I think he'll probably try again as well. Let's just ignore the bottom 3. Lyronix is on a lap, Navy's on a lap, Jack is on a lap. 2 tenths down, and that's not what you want to see. That's rear damage, and that's his rear wheel off. That is a terrible crash. Do you know what? I normally attempt that in Grand Prix mode, to be honest. Spike through turn 1 and 2. Of course, 21.7 is current best. We'll go on board then with Lyronix, who is through the middle sector. The German driver in the Racing Point, of course, not the Force India. The Racing Point, looking to improve. He's on a set of softs, and I think that he will be favoured for my pole position here. He's 6 tenths up at the minute. Qualifying has now ended, so everyone, apart from Cooper and Mays, can't improve. Crazy Legs is also retired at the session. 23.4 was his personal best. But Spike at this stage currently holds the mantelpiece with a 21.7. Just see where he is out on track. He's 2 tenths up. So we'll just have a look at how Lyronix is going to get on. Might have just been put off by George in front of him. Now the German comes round the final corner. Can he do it? Can he come across the line in front? He can't! Oh, and he's lost it! Oh, hits the pit wall. He's still going to improve, I think. He does. It's 4th, but goodness me. How he could have improved. Navy is going to improve ahead of him. The Dutchman comes across the line, does 3rd, 22 flat. 2 tenth improvement there by Navy. And it's only Spike, who has got pole position here. Spike has got pole position. Is he going to improve his time though? I think he is. It's going to be a 21.4. Spike across the line. 21.3 goes quicker. 4.5 tenth improvement there from Spike. Goes quicker than Jack, and it's 5 tenths ahead of the rest of the field. So in the qualifying, Spike. Oh, we've got Alan Kay on a lap, in fact. Alan Kay, not to ignore the Irishman, is on a lap. Spike on top though, Jack in 2nd, Navy in 3rd. I don't think Alan Kay will be challenging for the main honours here. Let's see if he can improve. The Irishman about to come across the line. Looks like he's had a bit of wars. He doesn't improve in the end, and that is a horrible chase cam, to be honest. And settles for 14th, TTG Alan Kay. But let me run you down the order then at the end of a dramatic qualifying session. Quite a few crashes, especially through turns 10 and 11. Spike on top then, from Jack in 2nd. Mercedes 1-2. Navy in 3rd. It will be a Racing Point front at 2nd row with Navy and Lyronix. Of course, Ollie having the 5-place grid penalty. He'll be dropping down to 9th. So it'll be Lyronix, Cooper, Sean, Crazy Legs and Uzi ahead of him. Ollie will then be placed 9th. Mays in 10th. All of them will be starting on the set of soft compound of tyres, the red wall tyres. George in 11th. Graham in 12th. Plaster in 13th. Alan Kay in 14th. You can ignore the rest. Charlie is starting from the back as well. So watch out for him coming from the back. And of course, all the ones from 11th to 18th, including the 3 AIs, will have their free choice of tyres. So they can go on whatever strategy they want. Of course, 50% race, 29 laps away at the drivers here tonight in Australia. This purpose-built facility, as I said at the start of the stream, in real life F1 was held here in 1996. And recently it was announced that it will be starting the 2020 season, F1 season as well. So tradition being withheld here at Albert Park. But in the meantime, we will have a formation lap, of course. So get down your predictions in the comment section of who is going to win this race. I'm going to predict the top 3, and I'm also going to be predicting... I will also be predicting a one to watch in this race. I like to do this in streams. I like to predict a one to watch from the back of the field, one to keep an eye on, and possibly one to keep an eye on for the rest of the season. Formation up about to begin. The two Mercedes will leave us off, as we'll have a look at everyone's strategies. I'm just going to have a quick check of the comment section before we start the race. Alright, so no. Terrible qualifying session. May's saying Recon was added to the chat earlier. The code was in that chat, and I can vouch for that. It was in that chat. So I was debating whether to join or not as a driver, but no. Interestingly though, Graham and Plaster going for a set of mediums, possibly trying to aim for a one-stop strategy. I think the two-stop is quick around here, to be honest. But Graham and Plaster starting on the medium compound of tyres. Everyone else, including Gasly, Ricciardo and Kubica, 15, 16 and 17, all start on the soft compound of tyres. And of course the top 10 have to start on those set of soft compound of tyres. So we might see quite a bit of wear and tear, I would say, in the first 5 laps of this race. Anyways, my top 3 prediction. I think Jack is going to overhaul Spike here. I think Jack is going to win. I think Spike is going to be second. And don't put it past me if you see Ollie in third. I think Ollie might finish in third place. And a one to watch from me, possibly Sean in 6th. I think Sean in 6th has got a good chance of possibly sneaking a podium here in that Ferrari. Starting in 6th, behind Cooper. He's proved himself in TTL F2, worthy of the upgrade to TTL F1 as well, I may add. So Sean, and that is Navy taking a very wide outline, and everyone going to be rejoining on track. So Navy, Dave M, if you are unfamiliar with who he is. We're going to be starting off straight in Grand Prix very, very shortly indeed. It'll be perfect if we had the chain by Fleetwood Mac on at the minute. Of course, Real Life Silverstone Grand Prix starting this weekend as well. Cricket World Cup also going to be on Channel 4 for those who can't afford Sky, including me. Charlie just approaching his pit box then. We're waiting for the AI to join in as well. We should be going then for lights out very, very shortly here in Australia. There we go. So the season opener, season 14 of TTL F1 about to begin. And it is lights out and away we go. Very slow start there by Lyronics. Gets bogged down off the start. Cooper might have both the racing points off the start. Cooper is up the inside of Navy, but Spike holds the lead down into turn 1. All respective in front behind. And Spike and Jack are away. Cooper is up to third. Navy just getting caught sideways at turn 1. Having a bit of a hard spin. There's been a crash in behind. Plaster's been caught up in something. As Navy goes around the outside of Cooper. And Navy in fact goes off track. And he's losing plenty of positions there. Lyronics and Sean going past him. Navy dropping down. Plaster is out in the race. Uzi, Mays in behind as well. S. Graham will be into 9th. On the set of mediums, Plaster out the race unfortunately. Ollie has lost position early on, and Plaster leaves the session. That can roll into a VSC or a safety car. Alan Kay getting past Gasly, and Gasly dropping down in fact. But out in front it is Spike, 4/10 of a second. He's got the break early on from his teammate Jack in second, 5/10 of a second as they come through the middle sector for the first time. Cooper 1.2 seconds off, just caught in a little bit of a barging match I think with Navy to be honest. Spike and Jack get through there okay. Cooper in third, everyone filtering through nicely. Ollie is right on the back of S. Graham on the exit of the chicane. Can he get past the Jersey man on the Scotsman? Down the inside, Ollie, perhaps? S. Graham's going to over-rest the corner completely. Not sure if there was a bit of lag on my screen. AI ruined Plaster's race, apparently, is what he's saying. And S. Graham, Charlie fighting in behind as well. And Gasly falls off track by Charlie. But at the end of lap 1, Spike, 7/10 of a second from Jack in second. Cooper in third. He's getting close down by Lyronics, the German hunting fresh blood in front of him. The head of Livid Racing trying to make a statement here. Livid Racing against TTG, of course. But Spike out on top. 8/10 of a second. He's got that break. Jack in second. Cooper in third. Anything else happening on behind? Navy getting very close to Sean under the braking zone there. There's a three-way battle in behind. Somebody's front wing has gone absolutely flying. I'm not sure if that was actually Ollie's front wing. Left side end plate. Just watch out for that. I think it might be his left side end plate that has came off. It was definitely blue-looking front wing. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. I think it is Charlie who was spun. That is through the turn 3 and turn 4 complex in the first sector. In the meantime, Spike leads the way. 0.7 of a second. Jack in second. These two dominating early on. Everyone else is just spread out a little bit. There's a nice mid-pack battle going on between Mays and Ollie. And in fact, Ollie is surely not looking around the outside of Mays into the chicane. 10-11. Ollie is down the inside line now on Mays. Mays has held the traction around the outside of the corner nicely. Crazy Legs getting involved in this as well. Could be 3 wide down into turn 13. Ollie down the inside. Backs off wisely. He'll have Crazy Legs round his outside. And that's a good move by Crazy Legs. S. Graham out the race. Must have crashed through the chicane. Unfortunate for the Scotsman. One of the Scotsmen out of the race early, and lovely move there by Crazy Legs. Is up to 9th. Must have been a mistake out in front as well. There's so much going on. I can't really keep up. Navy is Sean in the background. Navy's trying to go around the outside of Sean into turn 1. They go inside of each other briefly, but Navy's got that, I think. Navy has got that. It's side by side running down. Navy is just going to come out on top, possibly on the brakes. Cuts in on Sean a little bit, leaves him, squeezes him slightly, but Navy's got the inside line and he's got that move done. So Navy, the Dutchman, fends off. For now, the Brit, who is really trying to get back up his inside. There's a yellow flag in sector 1. George has obviously spun it, I think, dropping down positions past the here. Mays is out. Mays has had a crash, and Uzi is round the wrong way as well. Not sure if those both have got caught in any bit of contact. We'll see. They have. Uzi and Mays have got caught in contact as well. Not great stuff early on for the season opener of TTL F1. Not sure what will happen there. Mays has left the session, unfortunately. Ollie, by the way, has came into the pits on a set of hards. George is behind him now. Everything just spreading out nicely. And Jack in front from Spike. 6/7 per second. Oh, running wide there, Jack, in fact. Must have did that last time around, because it was 2/10, and in fact he's run wide, and Jack, George is out of the race as a VSC deployed. That brings an end to the race. Spike has crashed into the pits. What on earth is going on here? This is unbelievable. This is so strange, to be honest. Oh my god, the mechanics were out so quick there. Jesus. Spike into the pits, replacing his front wing. Obviously has picked up some sort of damage, rubbing against the wall perhaps, somewhere out on track. So Spike is going to be coming in to the pits and possibly out behind all of these guys here. George is out the race. We've lost 4 already. George, Mays, Graham and Plaster out the race if you're just tuning in. And Spike is going to be right in behind the likes of Gasly, Kubica and Charlie here. So not great. He's going to be held up in a bit of traffic. He's on a set of softs, so we'll be moving down nicely. Charlie trying to go around the outside now on the inside of the Williams. Is he going to get this move done? Not bad. 5 seconds stop go, and they're getting caught on each other. And that's just like Spike around the outside. Nice stuff. Spike around the outside now, trying to get past Gasly. Trying to get this move done. Got it. Got it done, lovely. He's up to 9th. Well, Spike, so he's clear of that traffic. Next up is the AI of Ricardo. There's a yellow flag in sector 3 somewhere. Not sure. Oh, Uzi's out the race. Uzi is out the race. Lyronix is pressurising Cooper, though, in the meantime. German on the Brit. Looking good at this stage. Jack 3.4 seconds ahead of Cooper. Is he going to come into the pits? No. Nobody opting to come into the pits out of the top 4. Sean looking nice and P5 at this stage, but Lyronix getting very close here to Cooper. We'll go on board with him for now into turn 1, and I think he's going to size up this opportunistic move. Down the inside goes the German, gets it done. Cooper aware of the danger. Could come back at him here, but Lyronix will have the DRS, and he should have this move done. In fact, he will begin to pull away now. So Lyronix, beautiful move. Round the inside of turn 1. Up to second place he goes. The German passing the Brits. And Navy's getting involved in this as well. 6/10 off Cooper at this stage. Like 5 out of 29 if you're just tuning in. I'm James Head 14, your commentator for tonight. Jack in front by 3.7 seconds from Lyronix. Cooper in third. Watch out though, because Spike has already came into the pits, as has Ollie. Ollie is well behind and hopefully going to be picking up slim pickings points, I would imagine. A set of hards and possibly a set of mediums, I would imagine, to the end for him. Charlie is on the back of one of the AIs. Was that Alan? Oh, it was Alan K going off slightly there. Charlie's trying to get the inside of Ricardo, not quite. Just check on board with your comments. I don't really understand this new multiplayer league thing, says Recon, as Charlie is down the inside of Ricardo's AI. Gets the move done, he's up to 9th. So nice stuff there. I know I shouldn't really be commentating on a human driver passing an AI driver, but hey ho. Jack into the pits from P1, 5-second penalty being picked up as well. That could be costly towards the end of the race. And May is saying, nice one, Uzi. Not sure, I think he must have spun in front of him, I would imagine, based off those comments. Three-way battle for first though. 1.3 seconds separating the top three, Lyronix, Cooper and Navy. Jack, by the way, in for a set of hard, so he's going to be coming out well ahead of Spike, and in fact not well ahead of Spike, because there is Spike right on the back of him. And Spike, is he going to get Jack down? This is for the net lead, by the way. This is for the net lead, and Spike is going to go waltzing around the outside. Jack doesn't put up a fight. Oh, turns in from slightly off a little bit of a camber there of the corner. Spike is through though, and he's up into the net lead of the race. He's in 7th at the minute. Jack's right on the back of him. Obviously the temperatures will be favouring more the soft compound of tyres than the hards at this stage, and Spike begins to pull away from his teammate once again. And he's hoping, I think, he needs to gain, I think, about a 10-second gap between put himself and Jack. There's got to be a 10-second gap there for there to be any sort of chance for Spike to win this race. I think he's got to do that if he wants to win. Through turns 14 and 15, they go for the battle for second though. Cooper and Navy, the Brit defending off the Dutchman. And in fact, I think all of the top three are in. Yeah, Lyronix, Cooper and Navy into the pit, and there's going to be a stacking effect here for the Force India. So Navy, I think he wasn't aware that Lyronix was going to come into the pit, and he's going to be stacked up here. Lyronix is going to hold him up. He's on a set of mediums. It's going to cost Navy, I think, an extra 8 seconds in the pits possibly. No, they're serving him straight away. That's a very quick turnaround, that. Navy out. He's right in front of Sean, which is not ideal. Cooper coming out. Spike and Jack have gone through ahead of Alan K, who has dropped position. Lyronix as well get involved, and in fact Alan K just decides, do you know what, let them through and let the battle unfold. Yellow flag in sector 1, that's what it was for. And in fact, no, it's not. It's Charlie that has spun at turn 2. Charlie has spun at turn 2, has left the session. Not sure what the rules are with drivers leaving the session. But his AI is going to be going round out on track, but I don't see the point. Just continue. I mean, you've got 3 AI in 9th, 11th and 12th. You can get past them quite easily and try and get some points. Try and fight for something. Ollie down the inside of Ricardo gets the move done. Just losing it slightly. But Ollie is through. He's up to 9th. Next target is Sean, about 8 seconds in front of him. All going a little bit quiet now, out on track. Apart from Ollie and Ricardo, that's the only real battle that's unfolding. But Crazy Legs leading, 5.8 seconds. Is he going to come into the pits to stop? No. He's going to try and go a little bit longer. Going to be 7 laps on those softs, reaching lap 8 now. Crazy Legs leads by 5.4 seconds, and in fact that gap just reducing slightly to 5.1 coming across the line. Spike in second, Jack in third, Lyronix in fourth. Alan K currently in 5th, Cooper in 6th, Navy in 7th, Sean and Ed, Ollie in 9th, Ricardo, Gasly, Kubica and Charlie's AI going around in 13th. We have lost Uzi, George, Mays, S. Graham and Plaster out of this race so far. All respective incidents in their own right. Ricardo's in, Gasly goes past, so Ricardo is into the pits. I'm not going to cover that pit stop though because it's quite unprofessional of me to thingy, but watch out. So I think there might be a battle for third developing. Cooper leaves the session now. Clearly some sort of disconnect going on here. Maybe a few connection issues unfolding. So Cooper has left. He's now vulnerable to Navy, and Navy in fact goes past him. Lyronix 1.3 seconds behind Jack. So just coming onto this battle, I was going to say, this could develop into a good battle for second. Was that a bit of rain that I just saw there? Might be, I'm not sure. We'll come back on board. I thought I saw a bit of rain, but I'm not sure if we're due any rain in this race. Sun's still out, so it wouldn't be too harmful. Oh, Crazy Legs, by the way, has lost all of his time. He opts to come into the pits. Great, good decision there. I think if he stayed out a lap longer, he would have been very vulnerable to the 3 guys in behind him that were closer to him. And of course, that was Spike, Jack, and Lyronix, who are now the top 3 out on track. 2.3 seconds that lead. Spike is gaining, but he's not really gaining that advantage out as much as what I would have hoped. Navy has just passed Alan Kay, by the way. So Navy up to 4th ahead of Alan Kay, who's still going around on the set of softs. He's going to come into the pits, I would say, in the next lap or so, or maybe the next 2 laps. So he's going to be vulnerable to Sean and Cooper possibly this lap. Shame that Cooper did leave. I can't invite anyone, sadly. That's why I was just checking the race director. Can't invite anyone into the session, sadly, which is a shame. They should have really added that for the spectators, I think, this season, especially in the new leagues feature, which we are, of course, running here. But Jack is looking quite vulnerable here. It's now a second. Lyronix beginning to close in the gap nicely. Spike leading the way. That is a back marker. That is Charlie's AI they're going through. So nothing to worry about there at all. Get rid of AI, they are shocking, says TTG Plaster. Yeah, do you know what? I think it's a bit unprofessional, to be honest, having AI in the leagues feature. There is an option that you can turn them off, I do believe, but I don't know. Oh, Jack spun it! Jack has spun it! Saw that from Lyronix's point of view. Jack has got caught in the curve on the inside at turn 16, the final corner. He's lost the position to Lyronix. That was as clear as day what we saw there. A very rare mistake from Jack. He's on a set of hards. The temperature not going off on them. Jack makes a very rare mistake, and Lyronix now, and in fact Jack is beginning to lose a little bit of grip. Is it starting to rain out on track, or am I completely and utterly blind? I think I might be completely and utterly blind, to be honest. But that now opens up the door. Lyronix, those mediums are going to be operating at a much better temperature compared to those softs ahead. Now I honestly think Lyronix could do something special here. He could be on for the win. Possibly. It's all shaping up, chopping and changing and whatever else. Sean, by the way, is closing on Alan Kay. I don't think there's going to be any fight here from the Irishman. And the brick goes up his inside. Sean is up to 5th ahead of Alan Kay, who is still not deciding to come into the pits just yet. I'm not sure what he might have had before this race. Hopefully he's had plenty of coffee before this race. He must be on some at the minute if he's trying to go one stop. 3-second time penalty being picked up there as well. Just losing the back end on exit of the chicane at turns 10 and 11. Ollie's getting close here to Crazy Legs though. Crazy Legs, of course, on a bit colder tyres. Of course, Ollie's tyres are going to be warming up nicely. He's been 7 laps on them already, and in fact, obstacle to the inside, and Ollie, beautiful move. Not sure if Crazy Legs was inviting them to come through there, to be honest. But Ollie is through. He'll take that. He's up to 7th. And the Red Bull driver can now focus on next target, Alan Kay, who is still not coming into the pits. Still not into the pits. Crazy Legs with the DRS. That's what he might have been trying to do. That's a bit of a cheeky tactic there by Crazy Legs. To use the DRS, he's going to close back in on Ollie, but I think just looking at the gap and he's lost it. Oh, that is a terrible crash. Exit of turn 2, got caught on the curb. Cold hards. And sadly, Crazy Legs, another victim in this race. He is out of this race. Unfortunate crash to cover there. Crazy Legs having such a good race. He was ahead of Ollie, probably going to be ahead of him towards the end as well. And Crazy Legs, unfortunately, out of this race, which just comes to show we've got no battles now out on track. Ollie, of course, getting close to Alan Kay. But in the meantime, if you've been watching the left-hand side of your screen, Lyronix has been closing in on Spike. And he's closed it down. By the last time I saw, it was 3.5 seconds. It's now 2.5 seconds. No fight being put up by Alan Kay on Ollie. Ollie is now through up to 6th. Beginning to make headway through. But again, Lyronix, 2.1 seconds. He's closed in a good 1.5 seconds already on this. So Spike looking good at this stage. I've got to say so myself. Spike looking good, but Lyronix closing him down. The German hunting down the Brits at this stage. AI ruined my race, nearly crashed me twice, tyres got ruined, AI are impossible to get past, says Charlie. Obviously it's the first week of the racing here in TTL F1. I'm not sure how pre-season went last week because I wasn't on this league. I was on TTL F2 instead, but what I can see certainly from the AI perspective, I think has got to be looked into for the drivers more than anything. It's quite unprofessional from my point of view as well, commentating on AI cars battling a human car. Obviously we would have liked a full attendance, but there you go. I think that's where we've probably ended up going wrong there, not a full attendance at all. But Lyronix again, these tyres are working really nicely for the German. 1.4 seconds. I've actually noticed that they've got, on the Mercedes certainly, they've got wingtip lights on the back rear fin of the car. I'm not sure what it is. Might be a regulation change, but I'll keep on seeing it anyways. Yeah, there we go. Red Bull coming out of the pits. That's Gasly. Oh my god. That's going to cause headaches for Lyronix. That's going to hold them up slightly. That just gives Spike a little bit of a break there. But sadly, Lyronix has already got past him. It's the AI now getting lapped. That was Gasly getting lapped. But what's more interesting? An overtake around an AI car or a battle for the lead, which we're going to be seeing as we approach the halfway stage here in Australia. Alan Kay finally relinquishes 7th place and comes into the pits. Hopefully we can get Cooper back in, to be honest. I want to see Cooper coming back in to this race to hold on that 8th place. It's looking good for him at this stage. But Spike, 9/10 of a second, 8/10 of a second, it'll be 7/10 of a second soon. Yep, Lyronix is closing them down. The German beginning to close in. He'll be within DRS. A little bit of rubbing against the wall there. Let's just hear the engine for now as he closes it on Spike. Pure horsepower there coming through into the final two corners. Spike has got a pit. Spike opts to come into the pits. Good call there, I think, from him. Spike into the pit, Soft's beginning to wear. They've only lasted 9 laps. I think a set of hards could be on to the end here for Spike. It's a set of white wall tyre. No, it's a set of mediums for Spike. It's a set of the yellow wall tyre. Of course, if you did see my commentary in TTL F1 and did TTL F2, I did give a bit of a guide to the new tyre compounds. C2 is the soft compound, I do believe. Or C2 the hards, I'm not sure. Communicating with online services, that is not what you want to see. That is not what you want to see at all. I do apologise, we have got a battle going on. I can't do anything. I'm just waiting until this clears. Hopefully it does. It is, I can't even see what's going on. I'm not sure who's just came out of the pits. It was Spike just coming out of the pits, I think. And he's got a car behind him. I can't say what car it is. But this is unbelievable, this is absolutely unbelievable. Hopefully this is not going to happen. I'm going to give it the next minute or 2 minutes or so until it clears. Hopefully it does clear. If it doesn't, then there's going to have to be a part 2 to this stream, I'm afraid. This has never happened at all in my history of commentating. We can see the action going on behind the screen, but we can't see the action unfolding on the screen. Absolutely ridiculous. Sort your game out, Codemasters. Sort your game out. Anyways, Spike has defended that position well. We're stuck in TV pod on him, so we're going to have to ride on board with him, sadly. He's on a set of the medium compound of tyres. He'll be opting to go to the end on these. He has got a car ahead of him. I'm trying to pick out who that is. I can't really see. That is Robert Kubica's AI, I think. Just getting past. So Spike being on to the next lap. This is just absolutely ridiculous, this. Yeah, I can... Right. Let's hope that clears it. No, it hasn't. This is absolutely unbelievable. I've pressed race director as well, so now you can't hear the audio or anything that's going on in behind. You can only hear my voice now. This is absolutely terrible. Right, I'm going to take a decision. I'm going to end the stream. I'm going to restart my application. And we'll be back soon.